Would you like to support Cubs Out Loud? One way is to join us over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, patrons get early access to our shows, the pre- and post-show, and various other rewards. You can learn more at patreon.com/CubsOutLoud. Thanks to all our patrons for their support in making this podcast. It's Monday, September 7th, 2021, or 6th, 2021, one of these days. My name is Jeff.
Who's your bear? That's right. I am your bear.
I'm Damon.
Oh, what's the button?
I don't brew the tea, I just serve it.
And that makes me Gary.
Everyone else is thinking it, and I just say it.
And welcome to Cubs Out Loud, the Bear Podcast, Vintage Turbo Length, episode number 615. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's just find out. I call this the calm, mainly because it wasn't calm to begin with, but it ended up calm during the end of the month. It's chill. Didn't feel like I had to do much. Although annoying things like, I need you to teach a very obscure, abstract concept to people because apparently they don't understand it.
That's always fun.
Or even when you can use a simple rule to really understand this abstract concept. I've got two pieces of advice. Your program ends when the next one begins. And pay attention. There you go. That's it.
What? Huh? What was that?
Exactly.
We've already determined, Damon, that you would not be successful, so.
And I'm sorry. Hey, do you like sports? I mean, if you had
I
to
like
go to
balls.
question-
Does that count?
Nope. We're
Like
talking about
sports.
actual
I like-
sports.
I mean,
Not
I
water
like watching them
sports.
run around in like.
I
tight
like being
pants.
an athletic supporter.
Yeah. I can watch some sports.
How many
I like the Olympics.
How many quarters are there in a hockey game?
4. No,
Three.
3.
Trick question. There are no quarters in a hockey
quarters.
game. They are periods, and there's only 3 of them.
Does it matter? I got the number right. Meh.
Slide the point.
Because technically, if there were quarters, then there would be 4.
Sports
Yes,
ball.
Yeah, that
Do the
was
thing.
It was a trick question. Anyways.
And why did you ask about hockey? Well, never mind. I inserted balls.
Well,
I was gonna say,
to be fair, one ball game is coming to an end within the next month or 2 months here. Another one begins, and a third one begins. So
that's nice.
that's the case. In fact, this Thursday is opening day for football. Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sorry, Cowboys.
So you have all the balls coming, all the sports.
Yeah.
All
Well,
the
the
things.
thing is, I'm not
Balls
constantly
in your
watching them.
face.
I just
Balls up
try
in
to
your
talk
face.
to him, talk about him a lot.
Balls in your face.
Wow.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyways, my birthday party was amazing. I had so much fun with AJ and Josh. I'm sorry you guys couldn't have been there. That was so
Yeah.
sad. But otherwise,
You had a good time.
yeah, and I got another 3-day week. I got a 3-day week. I took I had a 4-day weekend the weekend before, and then I get a 3-day weekend after. I realized, hey, Labor Day. Yes. Now that I'm no longer in my old position, I'm now in my training position. I get holidays off. Great.
Well, hallelujah to that.
Yes. But back to work tomorrow. Anyways. So that's pretty much it. Just making progress on things. D&D campaign's taking longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Yeah.
Isn't that sometimes how D&D works? No.
Yeah, we took 2 sessions. It was very satisfying last night when I said, "How do you want to do this?" And it just happened that the one who struck the final blow on the Dragon Queen Tiamat herself was a dragon.
Ta-da! Okay.
I allowed him to cast Limit Break.
Limit Break.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much it. Nothing special going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Damon, how about you?
So, my August
Was a bunch
into
of acronyms.
September, yeah, has been really, really busy. Was really busy actually. The big thing being, which is kind of was World Bear Weekend, which is the WBW. I went to the 3rd ever World Bear Weekend. It was in Memphis, Tennessee. It was a good weekend, and honestly, I had the greatest time. And the main reason was I went in with very little that I knew I needed to get done, and decided to just relax and have fun. Which is kind of what happens for me for most runs. I was there to support a friend, and I supported them to their win. Yay. Congratulations, AJ. Yeah, AJ, aka Pup Zio, who is the inaugural World Pet 2021. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I wanted to help him and support him during the weekend, and I did. I wanted to get some photos done, which I got done thanks to Shutter. Yay. Got some really nice photos done. I'll probably share them with the Entourage chat if I haven't already. Some have seen them on Tundra Photography or other places like my Twitter. And then I wanted to get a massage, which I did. And that was really it. That was all I had, quote unquote, planned to do. Everything else was kind of, icing on the cake for me. So I had a really good weekend, and I really enjoyed myself. COVID was a thing. Mask mandate came into effect on that Friday morning. I already had expected it, so I have planned to bring like a shit ton of masks. So I brought masks, so I didn't feel any issue at all. Plus, I'm vaccinated, so there's all that. Yay. And everyone at the event was either required to be vaccinated or have a negative COVID test before the weekend. So hopefully, I believe most of the people were vaccinated, if not like 98 or 99% were vaccinated. So it made for a very good weekend. As far as I know, to this date, knock on wood, we've not heard of any either breakout cases or any cases related to COVID from World Bear Weekend to date. So, yay for that. The next one is CMCB, which is the men's chorus. I had our board retreat was just last weekend. And it was thought-provoking because one of the things we've been wanting to talk about is diversity and inclusion, and not just for the board, but for the chorus at large. And so we had this coordinator speaker come in who came and kind of delegated the meeting and led us on these paths, and it was good. Um, a little very insightful, a little stressing, because there's this still this. I feel like there's this hump that everyone needs to get over before we can really proceed with what needs to keep happening. So here we go. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I had to leave because the third meeting, the third acronym, which is SOSWOH, which is Scorpius in Southwest Ohio, and that's my leather group. And we had a meeting in person for the first time in over almost a year. So it was actually here at our house. Jim made dinner. We had our usual like potluck kind of thing, and then we had a meeting, and we're trying to pivot due to COVID about what to do, because we would normally raise money, we would have bar nights, and we would go to events, and honestly, several of our members are not ready to return to going into bars and spaces yet. So we're having that kind of discussion on what we can do. So throwing out a few ideas, seeing what sticks, and then we enjoyed each other's company for a while. So yeah, pretty busy. So yeah. And then we finished Drag Race, what I was technically September. So yeah.
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 Anyway, so there's that. So that's me, Gary.
I've just been busier than before. I thought that July was going to be busy. Like June felt like it kept dragging. Like it just like I had things that needed to be done and it was taking a long time, and I was like, okay, I just need to make it to July. And then like, I knew that July was going to be a little busier, but man, like I just feel like every month after the halfway point in the year just gets busier and busier and busier. So, I mean, I've got this month. This is us. Hey, everybody! If you're not live and you're listening later, patrons and the like, we're doing this on actual Labor Day of Labor Day weekend here in the U.S. So, this kicks off the week, and then I've got a couple birthday things this month for some of my very good friends. I'm going to be out of town for at least one weekend for one of them. And then I've got the HIV/AIDS awareness walk that I'm organizing at the end of the month. And then we get to October, and one of my other besties has a birthday in that month. And I think that's kind of one of the main thing. And then it's going to be my birthday with a trip. And then it's going to be Thanksgiving. And then it's going to be the holidays. Yeah. So I'm just like things are speeding up.
As you realize, like, oh, you're hitting fall, and you have more shit to do. Like, yeah.
Right. It just feels like it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. And unfortunately, here in the U.S., the COVID cases are rising. Hospitalizations are, getting to be serious and critical again. Death rates are going up, and that's causing a lot of consternation and confusion and concern. We even had a potential safety threat with work, so everybody had to leave early one day. So that the protest that was going to be outside where I work, if you haven't heard before, I work for the Department of Health. Yay. Yeah, we had to be gone just in case, because there was concerns that there was going to be personal safety issues.
Wow.
That was exciting.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, exciting isn't the word I would use, but.
Well, long story short, they decided they were going to have a protest. They didn't like the fact that our director and the county executive made the decision to mandate masks in schools. And so some concerned parents decided they were going to protest. And it was a private event, private group on Facebook, and someone leaked the information to the public. And then someone from the public side was like, well, I have a permit. I have, blah, blah, blah. These are our rights, and perhaps we need to teach them a good lesson.
Oh.
That's called a threat. Right. So we took it very seriously, and everybody was had to leave early.
Hey, now work from home for right now.
Yeah, and if you can't work from home, you should be paid. Because what are we going to do? you know.
Yeah, not too much you can do.
For
So that was
the
that.
health and safety of our employees.
Right. So that was kind of one of the more exciting things. We're unfortunately, my best friend, her father passed away. He's been having medical issues for a number of years, so it wasn't a surprise, but how quickly things changed was what was unexpected. And so this weekend that I just got back into town from was the church service and the luncheon afterwards. So, and that was very nice, very memorable. Learned a bunch of things I didn't know. Got to meet family members I've heard of for 2+ decades that I've never had the pleasure of meeting before. So yeah,
No, that's good.
was busy.
Yeah, that's the thing I forgetting to mention. Oh yeah, we had a someone tested positive for COVID at work. One person. And they sent the notification to everyone, but they didn't give any specifics, like the day when they were there. Essentially, they sent it the following day or the day of that they got diagnosed, I believe, if I remember correctly. So they talked about all the protocols that are going to go in place because it's a company, and they were at the office, not at the store. Like this isn't so I work for Macy's. Everyone should knows that. This wasn't a store. This was actually at the location that I technically work at, which is in Springdale, which is 40 minutes away. But what it was funny is I had just been in the office the day before. So I haven't heard anything. Of course, this was literally last week. I'm going to talk to my boss tomorrow to just see if she's heard anything else. More than likely, unless you were around the person, to our knowledge, you should be okay. Because I wasn't to be blunt, our office is pretty empty because of most people are working from home. And those that can't or aren't able to, most of them were on the further side of the building. And where I normally sit when I come into the office, there's no one around me for like quite a wide circumference. So I should be okay. I didn't really interact with anyone except for the occasional bathroom thing. So, but for safety sakes, I just I knew I wasn't going to do anything this week anyway, so I stayed home the rest of the week. Yeah, so there's that.
Okay.
Fun. Yay.
Well,
That's
what
fun.
a delightful month the last one was.
Mhm.
Let's go right into this. Gary, what's been going on over the Facebooks?
We got one new Facebook like this past month, and we would like to thank Daniel Warren Harrison for liking us on Facebook.
Appreciate your likes. We do.
And Mr. Damon, what about the YouTube land?
So we got a new subscriber on YouTube. Their name is Corey. I don't know who you are. Welcome, Corey. And then a YouTube comment. We got a couple from 610, which was our What's Going On for July. Din Din replied, "You guys check Pray Away on Bitchflix." Woo.
So, Pray Away, I think they're referencing as a documentary on Netflix, which is about the hell do we call that? Faith-based.
Conversion therapy.
Conversion therapy. That's the word.
Yeah.
First. Yeah.
So
interesting.
My understanding, several people have posted about it, and it's quite the doozy. So, as a person who was not really raised in faith, I will probably be able to watch it with a critical eye, but not maybe be really affected much by it. But I think anybody who probably was raised in faith, especially one in which you were told that you were a bad person and going to hell, and all the rest of that jazz, may find it to be intense. So,
yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Yeah, indeed. And then on COL612, which was our What Are We Doing? WAWD. Then she replied, you, and then there's a couple of stars, and then love the acronym.
So I think what did was saying is, we may need an intervention,
This is true.
because we tend to turn everything into an acronym. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not like we have LTAKs, LTAs, WGOs,
LTAFs, LORs,
LORs.
BEARs.
We haven't had a BAR in a long time.
OTRs.
We haven't been able to travel again.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe the Bears and the OTRs will return eventually.
Maybe.
TC.
Speaking of which,
we'll
if I had run away to WBW, an OTR could have been done, possibly, but
yeah.
with
Speaking of which, I actually ran into a fan at World Bear Weekend.
Did you apologize and did you not hurt them?
No, I didn't hurt them. Well, I don't think I did.
You said you ran into him, so I was just like,
"Oh, girl, shut up."
You're like,
no. Hello, Bill from, I believe, Tennessee. I'm gonna mess that up, but they had actually friended me on Facebook, and then we ran into each other at on Thursday night, I believe. And he introduced himself, and he mentioned that he listened to the show, and him and his partner were there. His partner's Micah, so Bill and Micah, hello, welcome. I don't know if you'll hear this. And one of the things they mentioned is that they love the on the road shows, and I was like, yeah. Just because we haven't really been traveling much, we haven't really had a chance to do it.
Right.
So, realizing, I think of the three of us, I've been the one that's traveled the most recently, within the past few years. Because I think you've missed a couple of runs for one reason or another, Gary, and then Jeff, you stay in Texas usually. So,
I'm a homebody.
But yeah, it was really cool to meet them. They were great couple of guys. Bill mentioned that he listened to us while he's doing his mail runs. And then Micah's not a active listener, but he will listen when Bill's listening sometimes. So yeah, so it was really cool. I was really happy to meet them. So yay for fans. And I'll send the picture to the Entourage chat. They're both very nice looking dudes. And I really appreciate, because I saw them throughout the weekend and they seem to be having a really good time. And yeah, really, really good. Yeah.
So you got a picture with them or just a picture?
No, just a picture of them.
Oh, okay.
As long as that was with consent, not a bear snipe.
Yeah. Well, it's from their Facebook page. It's actually their profile picture.
Okay.
In any case, while you're doing that, over on the Twitterverse, we had Fantastic Voyage follow us. Thank you for following us over.
I know that guy. He lives here.
Gary, tell us about the shows that happened this past month.
So our most recent shows we had was COL610, What's Going On for the Month of July. Then 611, which was Let's Talk About Food, Summer Sensations. 612 was What Are We Doing? Which was us just not knowing what what we were gonna do that day. So we played some Jackbox games, which was fun. 613, Mr. Edward Angelini Cook returned as our resident sex therapist, and we did the Landscape of Relationship series. This time we talked about new relationship energy, which was really cool, very thought provoking. And then some person named Jeff had a birthday. And instead of drinking every minute for an hour nonstop, it was converted into playing online games. And a certain host stayed up until the sunrise and then slept for 12 hours straight and kind of missed it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And said Jeff was very confused as to what was going on. It was supposed to be putting on because the person who's usually much organized than him is not there to assist him.
I really cannot hear you, Jeff.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
it's really bad garbled. Like I was just sending you a private message, but if Damon can hear it too, that's not just me.
I don't know. Look my stuff.
Is Spectrum fucking up your bandwidth connection?
No, everything looks fine on my end.
Well, it
It
doesn't
sounded
sound
a little garbled. Maybe check your microphone and check and see if it's using the mic or not.
Well,
Oh,
it is. Everything
Okay.
looks fine on my end.
okay. So it
Try
sounds okay.
Let me just
Switching mics, maybe.
switch mics.
Way better.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's the correct mic.
It was the same mic.
Nope. Whatever you did, just fixed it. You sound great
I
now.
reselected my mic.
There we go.
Who knows?
Damn
Anyway,
it, OBS.
get your shit together,
Not
OBS.
OBS, it was Skype.
Or Skype. Who the fuck ever? Just get it together. Get your shit together. Why do we need to check everything every time we fucking come on? Like, come on.
You know it's bad when Damon starts like going black on the podcast.
Yeah,
It-
because
it-
it was
the whole-
seriously. I was sitting here like you were sounding okay for a second, and then all of a sudden it was like you were. I mean, you had been sounding a little off for a while, but when you were just talking, like you were kind of away from the mic, and it got this weirdly garbly gooky shit, and I was just like, I have no idea what you're saying, because I think you
I
were
was
trying
just
to like,
throw shade at
yeah,
but,
I
yeah.
noticed what you were trying to do, and
At least you
and
did the
but
intent.
unfortunately it wasn't successful because we couldn't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Sad face. There you go.
Anyway,
So we played some
for-
Jackbox games just because we played Jackbox games 2 weeks earlier, and I was like, that was really fun. Why don't we do this again on my birthday? And so,
For the record, going back and listening to that kind of a show, not very entertaining. I'm just going to own it for our audience because, segue slightly, Damon and I, for Cubs Out Loud Drag Race, the other side show series that we do, we did a live reaction show to the finale of All Star 6. And I kind of said something to David ahead of time. I was like, we need to kind of verbalize more because if we're just watching, it gets real fucking boring for the audience. And so when you play games, you hear lots of sounds, but you don't see what's happening and you don't understand. So if no one's describing what's going on, you're just kind of like, shoo, wah, 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 weird. You know, I mean, just kind of like- so it's a little difficult to understand what's happening. I mean, you hear some reactions and stuff, but some of them were thinkers. Like you guys had to write stuff and do certain things. And so like, you know, it's very difficult to multitask it that way. Just some feedback, like as a person who went and listened to the show that I sort of missed.
yeah, that you sort of missed.
You know, I was very late to it. And by the way, if anything requires like hand-eye coordination, like as a piece of it, does not work when there's a lag bandwidth delay thing.
Yes.
that's very true.
Yeah. And before we move on to the next section, for the record, Micah, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy motherfuckers. I'm just gonna own it right now. Yeah.
And just so
Anyways,
you're aware, I just sent it to the host.
I
don't-
know, but
I
I'm just
don't
letting
think I
it for
have
the record.
permission.
Since they listen, I want them to know.
You're
Yes, they are.
definitely
And
approved by all three hosts of COL615.
Y'all
Not that you
could-
needed the
y'all-
approval. You just
I'm
this
not
is a
endorsing this, but I'm
bonus.
putting out a suggestion. If y'all decide to make sandwiches, I'm sure some people would appreciate being the filling, or trying to, burn calories through vigorous exercise. Just saying.
yeah, they were. Yeah,
Not
they're
that so
they're
horny
adorable.
bastards.
They're
for
hotties.
anything.
Hottie,
And
hottie.
yes, and yeah, and it was hot in Memphis, and at a hotel. So there were a lot of shirtless bears, walking around, and Bill and Micah were two of them, and it was much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
Yeah. Anyways, I need to stop looking at the picture. It's distracting me.
Yeah,
So.
but we're about to go into something that's probably not going to help much.
Speaking of being distracted,
I'm calling this Beverly no comment. Mainly
Whoa.
because there was no text to it. It's just an image. And
Hold
to
on.
describe, because listeners can't necessarily see it, but there's a link in the show
Jesus.
notes. It is the ever handsome Canadian Beverly Crusher, completely naked on a bed, lying on his back with his legs up. He has assumed the position.
Fucking A. I did not need that surprise in the morning, in the afternoon, and
Are you saying you don't
I've
follow
seen
him?
this
Maybe.
picture, even.
it's not. No, it's not a big deal. He's just asking you to toss salad,
Uh-huh.
And
Gladly. Fuck him. I don't care. Anything you want. Just let me know. Just damn it. All the
Did
I know.
Did I
I
Did I
know.
just win?
It's not a
before everybody else?
competition, but I will say some of the gifs and the reactions in the comment thread are cracking my ass up.
Mm-mm.
The gif of the Beast from the animated Beauty and the Beast, like with getting food all over his face, and
Oh yeah.
cracks my ass up.
Oh, he's anyway.
Yeah, no, it's
And here's the thing, y'all. So usually pictures of this caliber are not my favorite to see. But they are Anyway.
it helps when the person is pleasing to the eye to begin with.
Yes.
And that's not to say that the position in and of itself can't be sexy on someone. It's
Correct.
just very much more appreciative. So
And normally or typically when you see this person, this is not usually the position that he's in.
Correct.
So, when you see these things come up,
It's good to see. It's good to see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Mm.
Damon, how about you? What do you got?
So I actually have two, but they're from the same person. This is from at Dick Speedo Guy. That's THICC Speedo Guy. And the first one is just stretching.
Oh.
He's asking for help. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A nice, sexy
child.
belly with a big ass booty. In a assless singlet kind of thing with like I said, a big ass booty, some thick ass thighs, a nice belly, a nice chest, just looking ever so suggestively at the camera. Yeah, just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous.
For the record, these thighs can smother and kill a person. I'm just saying.
True. I mean, he said thick for a reason.
Damn.
And then the second one, and it's called Front or Back ? And he is wearing a new pink jock. He's got a hat, down covering his face. Although in the first picture he didn't cover his face, which is fine. But you get the front or the back. So again, you get a nice,
He
wonderful
just wants a focal point on.
Yeah. Yes. So pierced nips, pink colored jock, kind of a rosy, vibrant pink jock. And you get the front.
Black and pink motif there.
Yes. I love the hat actually too. And then you get the back. Where you get the full moon. He's wearing a harness, like one of the shoulder harnesses that kind of go in the back there. And then you get, again, his thighs are thick, his ass is thick, his arms are thick.
It's just thick.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I replied.
Oh no.
What? I was highly disappointed. I went through the whole comment thread and I thought the perfect response was missing, so I replied.
Both.
Because,
Yes. Both. Yes. So yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous man. Thank you so much. Because it's funny, I caught the first one. I saw back in like very early in the month, and I was like, I really want to save this one. How do I save it? There's no way to save it. Fuck. So I'm like, I just gotta find.
Retweet it.
Well, I had to remember about when I, looked at it, and then I made sure I retweeted it so it would be on my feed, so that when we got to this point, I could reshare it. And then at the same time, was looking through, and I found the second picture, which had been retweeted by myself earlier, and I was like, well, let's just share them both. So there you go. Enjoy. Clapping cheeks, ain't that the truth? Gary.
I have two. One of them was from earlier, and then one was literally just from today, and I couldn't help it. So, the first one is called Blurdy Adventures. And if you're not familiar with the term blurdy, it's black and nerdy. And they went to AwesomeCon, and I was immediately Twitter pated because, no pun intended, it's two beautiful looking men, and they are having the moment of their life because they are getting their picture taken with the one and only R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Wow.
I know, and I was like, I was so happy for them. And I was, it was just really, really awesome. So, and that's from someone I already follow on Twitter, which is @Ursine who lists themselves as blurred polymath writer, DC resident, NOLA native, Bugetto, that one I'm not familiar with, food snob, Ravenclaw, ENTP, esoteric, erudite, and inimitable. You can tell they're a writer. Lots of words. Lots of really good words. So, and they have a pretty good, decent following. So, yeah. There's that. And then the next one, actually, I came across this morning. I am totally falling in love with this account. So I captioned it. It's not the full thing, but it says, part of it says, trying to distract our alien overlords. And this is the Twitter @Larry Kong. And this guy has a YouTube channel that I'm probably going to end up watching and subscribing to. And he does this amazing like TikTok video So if you've seen The Fifth Element and you know about the blue alien opera singer,
Mm-hmm.
he is doing this dance that imitates part of that performance. And he has an Ariana Grande ponytail action going on.
Yes.
He also runs out of breath in it. It's quite funny.
That's hilarious.
It's like one of the best 30 minutes of my life, or 30 seconds of my life recently on social media. I completely fell in love with it. And he's a beautiful, man that is just like twerking in a craft room. Because that's what he does. He is a fanatic, like very talented, crafty person. And I'm just like, who dis? I never seen her before. And yeah.
Uh-huh. Hi, Larry.
I know. And Larry apparently is in Kissimmee, Florida, has a website, mrlarry.com. That's Larrie, by the way, for the spelling. Yeah, and knows a bunch of people that I happen to know or is following, vice versa. So yeah, I was like, hell yeah, about that. So
we're just gonna follow that again. Damn, you're giving me 2 things to follow, Gary.
well,
Just trying to share the well,
share the love.
That's all right.
Share the love. Oh goodness. Okay.
It's difficult, y'all, because like when you follow certain people pretty much all the time, it does like I try not to be predictable or formulaic and be like, oh, I've already seen that several times.
Yeah.
So,
but again, I'm like, it's so funny. Just as we, I think yesterday, one of our favorite, dancing daddy bears, just shared a bunch of photos that because he hasn't been active on Twitter for a while, and he just like yesterday shared a bunch of stuff. And it's like, oh, I love seeing their stuff for you, but I was just like, no, let's try to find something different, something that I don't normally, but because it's thick dudes in general, but I remembered that guy. I remember Thick Speedo Guy, and I wanted to share that with you, and you, and
Yay.
you, and all of you, and especially you. Anyway, moving right along.
All right, moving on to the links. It's kind of more like the entire YouTube channel that I'm recommending here, but I'm going to give a specific playlist, which is the Cracks Long Story Short-ish, where they take one of their employees and put him into precarious situations and force him to watch an entire film franchise series. So they've done this with
Lord.
the Saw movies, Fast and Furious, and Final Destination movies.
Oh dear.
And he has to basically explain the entire thing. And they put, I mean, obviously none of it is actually real and stuff, but so they're longer form videos. Like the Fast and the Furious one took almost 2 hours.
Oh God.
To explain all 9 movies.
Well, there's 9 fucking movies, so
right. And if they run about our average of 2 hours per movie, that's 18 hours distilled down to 2. So that's probably not all that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No, thank you. I mean, I might watch this at some point because I like the idea of like someone just like explaining movies that I personally will probably never see. Although I have seen, I think the first 2 Saw movies. I know I saw the first one.
I got
may have seen the second one
until I could explain the entire Saw movie timeline.
Yeah.
I got locked in a car until I could explain the entire Fast and the Furious movie timeline. I cheat death by explaining the entire Final Destination movie timeline. And cooking spaghetti.
I have a small connection to not Fast and Furious, Final Destination, because one of the writers used to go to Berea, the college I went to. Jeffrey something, and the name just left my head as soon as I started talking about it. Son of a bitch.
Probably spells his name wrong.
I don't remember. Jeffrey Reddick. Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, according to you, he spells it wrong.
Mhm.
But he went to Berea College, so yeah.
All right.
So
Brandon, what do you got?
So I get like over the month of August, I watched the Masters of the Universe Revelation series on Netflix. It is a animated continuation of He-Man and Masters of the Universe, that series. It's very interesting. I really enjoyed it. As someone who kind of watched the He-Man series when I was growing up, it kind of brought a lot of that back. Especially because a lot of the like action figures and everything else in there. And yes, excuse me, Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer voices Tila.
That's not what I'm gasping at.
I know, but I'm just putting that out there. There are several figures, and it's actually really it was really a very interesting story. It's not done, but they have done a very interesting job of definitely pulling you in. I'm assuming there will be a future season or two. But yeah, I personally, I did enjoy it. So
I never realized
yes,
Mark Hamill's Skeletor.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
that just gives me a happy there. Lena Headey is Evil Lynn. Justin Long
Yeah.
is Roboto. Henry Rollins is in here.
Yep.
Plops. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is my childhood. Kevin Smith, thank you so much. I just want to say, Kevin Smith, I'm so glad that you decided to push and get this project.
Because and don't just so you're aware, there's also a He-Man and Masters of the Universe. There's a second series on Netflix that I think is being done that is more computer animated and is more for kids. I don't quite know how to say it, because when I went to go try to find this link to the Netflix site, I had to be really specific on what I was typing, because what was there was the other series there too, so it became a little bit harder.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it was Master. Hold on. He-Man
Yeah, I heard
Netflix.
about this being made and Kevin Smith like being, I guess, wish granted. I don't know how to phrase it. You know, that he was going to do this, so I thought that was pretty cool. I've been resistant. I've been hesitant because I really like the She-Ra new series on Netflix. So, and I know it wasn't the same group.
No, and it's not even connected to it at all.
Okay.
And I agree. That was one of the weird things. It is not. They're not connected yet. If they ever will be, I don't know. Like, that's been the weirdest part. I don't know if they ever will connect the two, because
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is a reimagining of the original series. But whenever you have reimaginings, completely separate from the original. Because if you think of Battlestar Galactica, for example, there was the original and there was the reimagining. Completely different things.
And this is why I wanted to say it, this was called Masters of the Universe Revelations. It's a different series, because there's on Netflix there is also He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, which is a different series.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Gary.
We'll have the link to the Masters of the Universe, and I'll make sure that the preview video is the trailer for the right one.
Cool. So I have a couple of picks. Just one from Netflix. When my bestie was up this past month, we watched this movie that had been recommended, and we weren't sure what we were getting into. It's called Gunpowder Milkshake. So part of the reason that we end up watching it is because Karen Gillian's in it. But there's also some other great, amazing people: Lena Headey, Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh. Like, I mean, it's got an amazing cast in it. It is bonkers AF. And the reason I say that is, if you love, this is the only way I can, and this is not my kind of genre, so that's why I'm floundering. If you like Kill Bill and Sucker Punch, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Sucker Punch was so bad but good all at the same time.
Right. And that's this thing. There's these like powerful women who are kind of assassins, sort of. There's a library that's fucking amazing. That's a front for like an arsenal. Anyways, you just have to see this movie if you want to like spend 2 hours watching a comedy that's like really like messy. I will warn you, it's gory. Like, it's not super gory, but if you're not a person who, is into people being killed or tortured, not your film. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's like they took elements from these different movies. There's some aesthetics, I think, from Clockwork Orange. Like, I mean, there was just this stuff, and it's like visual bubblegum, like pop kind of like noir. Anyways, it's pretty wild. Yeah. So I had to recommend it because I was like, this is one of the craziest things I've seen in quite a while. And I don't know if it's getting enough recommendations. The whole like review thing has been like, it could be better, this or that. And I'm like, okay, I don't think they made this to win awards. I think they just made it, to be fun. That being said, over on Disney Plus, I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you are anything interested in the Marvel Universe, the What If series on Disney Plus has been amazing.
Yes.
The Doctor Strange episode, the most recent one, honey, talk about messy.
Yes.
Wow, they went there. They got dark. And there's rumors and implications that this will carry over to the actual movies.
The multiverse of madness.
Strange. Or possibly the new Spider-Man No Way Home. There are theories about that.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's pretty wild. It's probably one of my favorite things so far this season. But then again, no one should be surprised. If you listen to the WGO shows that we do, I'm pretty much always like repping Disney Plus because I'm so ecstatically pleased with it.
Yeah.
In addition to that, behind the attraction, if you're a person that loves to go to amusement parks and you've ever been to any of the Disney parks, these are amazing like explanations of the history of each episode as a specific attraction or a set of attractions, and kind of how they came about, how they maintain them, how they're taking them into the future. So I highly recommend that if you're into that. And then lastly, Disney Gallery, Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2 finale. It is a 1 episode. It is about how they shot the finale of Season 2 The Mandalorian. I don't want to spoil it, because if you haven't seen that season and you don't know what happened in the finale,
don't look at this.
Right. There's a big
thing
that happens, and this is how they made it happen, how they kept it under wraps, how they were scared that it would leak because everything else that happened in the season leaked in some way, fashion, or form. So they thought for sure this was going to be like the one thing that got out there, and it didn't. And like, people lost their minds. People cried. I will admit, I got like emotional watching this behind the scenes, like the gallery of how they did some stuff. Because the fan theories about how they shot some of what they did were right and wrong. You just have to watch it to understand. Anyways, it was so good. And it just excites me, and it makes me look forward to what they're doing, because if you've been a critic at all of how they've done how the whole Star Wars franchise has gone, possibly with the, last trilogy, you might feel that this is redeeming some qualities and some things. So,
I'm probably one of the few people that are completely satisfied and really enjoyed the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. I think I'm probably one of the few people that was like, that was a good series.
I personally didn't hate it. I like the direction that they went, but I've always been a person of, you know what? It's not mine. Like, people get really possessive about their fandoms, and they get really like bent out of shape when something doesn't go how they expect it to, or they think like it's being manipulated. And I'm like, you don't own it. Like you own your fandom, but you're not the owner of it, and they can do whatever they want with it. So absolutely, you can be outraged, you can be upset, you can say this is not canon, you can whatever, but it's also not yours. So I've learned to let go of a lot of that kind of emotional stuff and just be like, I'm just going to take it as it is and how it gets presented. But I will admit there are some things that are much better entertainment wise or story wise or whatever than other pieces.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I would probably still rank most of them below the original trilogy, but still. In any case, beside the point, I believe that's the end. Oh.
I think that's it.
Plenty of ways to contact us. You can do that over at cubsoutloud.com and leave a comment in the blog. Use where you can find all the links to everything we've been talked about today. Will all be in there, as well as any videos to go along with it. You can also shoot us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com. Leave us voicemail 361 COL Talk. That's 361-265-8255. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Cubs Out Loud in the appropriate place of the URL. You can join our entourage chat at tinyworld.com/telegram-COL. You can also subscribe to our Google Calendar at tinyworld.com/calendar-COL to see when we're planning on recording these. You can also get various accoutrements, such as a Cubs Out Loud version 3 logo shirt, as well as all of our different logos that we've had over the years. Over at zazzle.com/cubsoutloud. And one of our designers of some of the shirts that are over there, especially the ones listed in the Smashy collection, is Smashy the Bear. You can always get anything directly from him at tpublic.com/user/Smashy the Bear. If you would like to support us, you can also do that over at Patreon at patreon.com/cubsoutloud. And if you want to just send us some cash, like a one-time donation, we appreciate that very much at paypal.me/cubsoutloud. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play, Spotify, Amazon Audible, and I'm assuming any other place that you can find podcasts. You can find me anywhere in the internet as Box Up, Buck, Puppy, Box, Cub, Box, something or other. Damon?
Oh, you're not going to mention your win, Jim?
Oh, yeah, and over on Twitch at WYNDGEM Twitch, which might have a supplemental Bears and Dragons tonight because we're doing our denouement.
Denouement. There's a word you don't hear all the time.
Probably what I'm going to
if you were to go, I know what the word means. If you wish to get in touch with me, you can find me on most Bear sites are as Theater Cub 79. That's TheaTreCub79. On most like Bear sites are on Facebook, or you can find me as pup_Umbra on Twitter. The Twitter is definitely not safe for work.
if you would like to get in touch with me, you can pretty much find me anywhere online as Gabear73. Specifically, if you're interested in what I'm interested in on Twitter, that doesn't have anything to do with drag, but is more about like the naughty stuff. It's Gabear73XXX. And I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to our patrons for keeping us going. It's great appreciated. Thank you to Lloyd, Lee, David, Michael, aka Q, and Mr. Charles.
Ding. Grazie.
With that, say good night, everybody. Where's my button again?
Good night, everybody.
Ciao for now.
Bye.